Talk of Health Minister Dr. Keith Mondese's possible dual citizenship surfaced after a Jamaican government MP was forced to give up his seat due to his dual citizenship. Chief Elections Officer Carson Raggi says the Elections Act calls for a statutory declaration by any person nominated as a candidate for election. This is declared on Form number 8.
The person signs the declaration sincerely declaring that the person is a citizen of St. Lucia and is not below the age of 21, and stating that the person was born in St. Lucia and domiciled and resident there at the date of the nomination for election, or born outside of St. Lucia but have resided in St. Lucia for a period of 12 months immediately preceding the date of the nomination for election.
No evidence to prove citizenship is required during the nomination process. Raggi says the returning officer has to accept the statutory declaration. He says if there are any issues, they should be dealt with by the courts.
I don't think it has to do with the Electoral Commission. It has to do with the courts, and then the courts will take the direction from the Elections Act and decide upon.
The Chief Elections Officer says the Elections Act is clear. A candidate for election should be a citizen of St. Lucia.
The Elections Act seemed to be quite clear, with respect to that. Is if afterwards they found out something, then it can be argued, and then it can be taken up by the courts. But the Elections Act is quite clear on what it's supposed to be. That's the way I see it.
St. Lucia's constitution states in part that any person who, having been a citizen, has renounced his citizenship in order to qualify for the acquisition or retention of the citizenship of another country shall be entitled, upon making application, to be registered as citizens. It is not specific about whether that person is an applicant for citizenship or if that person has dual citizenship that requires them to renounce one to be St. Lucian. The Electoral Act also makes no specific reference to people holding dual citizenship. Alison Kentish, HTS News, Channel 4.